Office of Emergency Management and the Ad Council.
When you hear the Angie Austin and Mike Opelka Show.
People I know who have their seedlings started for the vegetable garden.
Yeah, me too.
If you can't grow your own food, that seems to be a little bit intrusive.
Then you are home. The Valley's News Talk and Podcast. Talk Central Phoenix.
And now, back to more of the Chips and Salsa Show.
So, which of the Latin countries are you from? The one with the Civil War, the one with the cocaine, or the one with the fancy hats?
We're having a great show. If you just tuned in, don't worry about it because you can go back and listen through the Central City Radio app. I'm Alice Lotta here with
Reverend Myron Jackson, her co-host for today.
He's filling in for George. Don Jorge. Don Jorge will be back next week. Also, Thursday, we do a special edition of the Chips and Salsa Show. We don't do any politics. We record it from the community center in the South Mountain area. And it's a community-related show. We talk about real estate and home buying and all that good stuff. So we invite you to tune in for that. But today, it is about politics. And we have our new friend, Jeff Zink, who is running in Congressional District 7, our district. And we have plenty to talk about. And Jeff, I think, first of all, though, I don't want to forget. I want to wish everybody a happy St. Patrick's Day tomorrow. St. Patrick's Day.
That's it.
Wear your green.
St. Patty's Day.
Wear your green.
I won't forget my son's birthday is tomorrow.
Oh, it is. Oh, we didn't do birthdays.
Myron the second is March 17th.
Oh, happy birthday!
Oh, wow.
So that's
Okay,
Myron
good.
Jr.
And that's Myron. No, he's not. Don't say Myron the second. He lives in Florida.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Happy birthday!
Yeah,
All right.
happy birthday.
Now, let's go ahead and let's talk about a national issue, and that's, first of all, though, I want to play this song that might make you think of who's kind of messing things up here.
The big stuff. Who do you think you are?
All right, so that's about all we can play because we don't want to get thrown off the air.
Okay.
But if you remember that song, Mr. Big Stuff, who do you think you are? As we keep watching Mr. Biden, that's going to be my new name for him, Mr. Big Stuff. And oh my gosh, Jeff, I know you've been following the border disorder,
Yes.
I'll call it. And it's really almost frightening to me because, like I mentioned, in our district, we have a big Latino population. And I think we're going to have a bigger Latino population, although some of them may not be legal.
That's right.
So have you been keeping track of all this?
I really have. People in my district believe that borders should be put in place to protect our nation. And it's there for a reason. But one of the things that, as I was sitting down thinking about this, what sense did it make that we as Americans locked down in our homes, that we are out of work, we shut down businesses, we social distance, we wore the mask. And one of the things that really got me was we did all this as law-abiding citizens, right? Then we had Biden and his administration then turn around and open up the borders. So now we have un-Americans that are coming in, that are unemployed, and with that, they're also untested. And they're finding that there's a lot of COVID and other things as measles and chicken pox and some of the other.
But all of a sudden, that's not a problem, Jeff.
It's not a problem, And then the other thing is that there are unlimited illegals coming in because we still don't have any idea where we're having 3,000 to 4,000 people show up at the border every day. And this is a problem. And so I've watched Andy Biggs. He's gone down there and he's done a program. And there's been several other, even Kevin McCarthy just yesterday did this. And they're trying to bring attention to our border situation because it is rampant. It is something that is a concern, especially to us Phoenicians, because we're sitting here and they're coming into our town. And so
and they're just releasing them. So here's our last guest that we just had. She gets kicked out of a place for her mask.
Right.
And they have an illegal status. Come on in and do whatever you want.
Do whatever you want.
But they're future Democrats.
Of course, that's why
they're future Democrats. And that is the reason why they don't want any borders. The more of them they let come over here, the more secure they have as become being the permanent ruling party of America.
And as you know, in our party, that's really not a secret among those of us that follow politics.
That's right.
But I'm glad
right.
you stated it, Myron.
Well, it's not a secret, but what the people need to understand, in electing a man like Jeff Zink here, that knows the border situation, knows it's a crisis situation, knows how to go to Congress and fight on behalf of Arizonians and Phoenicians to secure our border and to make this a safe place to live. Because if we don't get men like him elected and put in Congress, opposed to the guy that's already there that hasn't said anything, they don't care.
Well, when you have also there you have Biden T-shirts. They have
Yes.
Biden T-shirts on the border. Is that crazy or what?
Well, and they give them those shirts, and then they promise them things that whether they're going to get them or not. And the thing is that what people need to understand, these people are selling their homes, their land, all of their furniture, everything there. This is a one-way ticket for them. When they arrive at our borders, they don't have any way of going back. And if they're deported, it's the most devastating thing that could ever happen to them, for the simple reason is there's nothing for them to go back to. They don't have any money, no job, no house, no land, no nothing. So this is a one-way trip for them to come in. And what do? We allow them in, and then we release them or bus them somewhere in our country, and we just tell them that they're supposed to appear in court. Well, maybe they will, maybe they won't. Most people, they're saying about 95% don't ever show
Just
up.
heard that, yeah.
And so it's an issue that we need to take serious and be able to protect our borders so that we protect. And again, why did we go through all of the lockdowns and everything that we went through just to have people come in that aren't following the same rules as we are?
What would you recommend to people out there? Because, you can call your congresspeople. We've got some good congressmen and women here in Arizona. But let's pretend that you're in office right now. What would you want your constituents to do?
Well, first thing is that what I want to establish for myself, when I come back on Friday, Saturday morning, coffee with Congressman. I want to establish that so that there will be a place somewhere in District 7. We'll put it on our website. We'll make sure that everybody knows that so they can show up, and then they'll have an idea that what was the House bills that we passed or failed, what House bills are coming up, and then that's 30 minutes, and then they spend another hour asking me questions about what their concerns are. I don't walk in your shoes, Alice. I don't walk in your shoes, Reverend. But you have the opportunity to come and talk to me and tell me what your life is like. And if there's anything that we can do in order at a congressional standpoint, if we can do that, make sure that happens so that we truly represent all people. And the thing that really gets me is that if people are hung up on race, they're racist. That's plain and simple, because the rest of us, we worry about character. Yeah. I want to know what kind of character you have. The same thing with you, Reverend. It's so important that we take each other for face value and learn who that person is and not lump everybody in. Oh, you now represent all of Latinos. Well, I'm sorry, but I don't. But I don't represent all of Caucasians either. And so the thing is that, Reverend, I don't think you represent all black.
No, I don't.
And so as we...
Really, I don't.
Yeah.
I'm more white than I am black.
So, the thing is that what I have found when I'm talking with a lot of different Democratic people is it's really something that's very simple. They want their faith. They want their family, and they want their freedoms. Well, that is not race related. That's all people's related. If you're a human being, then that's exactly what we believe in. And I don't know which is worse, being caught between a Latino mother and her children or a mama bear and her cubs, but I don't want to find out.
Smart man. Okay, when we come back, Jeff has a really interesting story to share, and this is about D.C. and the insurrection. But we'll be right back with the Chips and Salsa Show. Alice Lara with
Reverend Myron Jackson.
and our guest, Jeff Zink, running in CD7, Congressional District number 7. Don't go away, because we got to walk on some more. We got one more segment.
This is the Valley's News Talk and Podcasts. Talk Central Phoenix, a Central City radio station.
I'm Alice Lara here with
Don Jorge.
We want to introduce you to a brand new show. It's the Chips and Salsa Show, La Voz,
De la comunidad.
powered by the Lozada team.
And I'm Cristina Lozada, your trustworthy realtor. If you need to buy or sell, you can always count with the professionals of Lozada team.
And Security National Mortgage, we're here for the Lozada team for your purchase and refinance needs.
So join us every Thursday at 4 p.m. It's the Chips and Salsa Show, powered by the Lozada team. It's La